I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I try to learn from all phenomena that happen in society, and I've been learning a lot from the American Israeli attack on Iran. There's a Bible passage that is very key that you must learn and apply. It says, "Do not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy." That is to say, study to show. Study does not mean reading only the Bible. It means to intentionally observe people, things, phenomena in order to gain understanding. One of the things I detest about religious people is that their minds are so fixated with hatred of any other person that does not belong to their denomination, does not belong to their faith, does not belong to their church. They are so fixated with hatred. One of the things that you must learn in life is to have an open mind and be analytical and strategic. I've used the term SWOT analysis, SWOT. S for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you must do a SWOT analysis. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities you have, and the threats against you? And also do that for your enemy. Never ever underestimate your adversary. Never ever ignorantly start a fight without knowing who you are going to fight. I want to commend the Iranians. Commend, not to recommend them. For them to be able to stand against America and Israel combined for this number of days is something remarkable. Why? They have been able, despite their religious fanaticism, to develop their own technology, even though they imported some from China and Russia and have some obsolete American equipment. But they developed some of their own technologies to be able to be grandstanding. And one of them is the Shahid drone, SHAHED drone. It's a cheap drone costing between 20,000 to 50,000 US dollars. And America found out that these drones can swarm, just come like bees. They saw that happen in Ukraine. They could just swarm, and for you to use a missile to shoot them, a Patriot missile to shoot them, it costs a lot of money. And these drones are cheap, even though the consequences of their landing in an oil refinery or a building or whatever can cost up to $350,000 and beyond. So I don't know how America got hold of a Shahid drone. Maybe it's through Ukraine, and they dissected it and saw the technology, and then they copied it and modified it. Theirs is a little bit smaller, 10 feet long, 8 feet wide, and they reduced the cost of producing the drone compared to a ballistic missile, a Hellfire missile, a Tomahawk cruise missile, and they were producing them at the cost of $35,000 US. And they named it Lucas. Lucas means light bearer, but the real is an acronym gotten from low cost uncrewed combat attack system. And the Iranians have been deploying them. You can travel up to 2,000 miles and can travel at a speed of 185 kilometers per hour. So the Lucas drone that the Americans made travels at 250 kilometers per hour. So it can pursue, it can track an Iranian Shahid, and knock it down, thereby reducing the cost of the war. I think the respect is two ways. America, I respect them for respecting Iran and respecting their technology. Don't be blindly angry with your enemy. Don't be a bigot. Don't have a kamikaze mindset. Even though these drones are kamikaze drones. Kamikaze is from a Japanese war technique where you can fly an aircraft loaded with ammunition and just crash into your target, like as it happened in the Pearl Harbor attack during the Second World War that made America to drop 2 bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, know your adversary, know your competitor. Even as a married woman, know what the girl in the street is doing to drag your husband away. There was the case of a woman whose husband was committing adultery. And you know, if a man is committing adultery, he's the adulterer. The woman he is committing adultery with is the adulteress. You woman at home that could not retain your husband and contain and restrain your husband, you are an adultery. And so the adultery went and poured hot water on the adulteress the husband was committing adultery with. And they summoned the man, the adulteress, and the adultery to a bishop's office. They told adultery to present her case. Adultery said that, look at this woman. She has left, instead of looking for her own husband. This man I have been suffering with for years when he had nothing. It is now that he has something that adulteress decided to come and be committing adultery with my husband. And then the bishop told adulteress to present her case. The Bible says the lips of an adulteress drips honey. They know how to talk, sweet talkers. And adulteress said, Bishop, I want you to judge this case with your church mind. You see, this man here, he does not like argumentation. He does not like quarrel. So, but this is wife quarrels a lot. And when the man comes home, the woman will quarrel with him. So he will get angry, go outside and get drunk. When he gets drunk, he comes back, the woman will humiliate him in the compound. It was in one of those episodes that I saw the man staggering in the streets and he vomited and fell in a gutter. I picked him up, washed him up, and I told him, go back to your wife. I don't want trouble from another man's wife. And he said, I am not going back to that record store. You know, in Nigeria, record stores play loud music and disturb the environment. They don't stop, they play throughout. He said, I'm not going back to that record store. And so he keeps staying with me. Bishop, use your church mind to judge this case. Did I go to steal another person's husband? Or somebody drove her husband into my hands. I want you to judge that case, present your own judgment in the comment section. And so the adultery should have known the husband doesn't like argumentation, should have known what he wanted out of life, should have known the instrument that the adulteress is applying. Many married women, particularly religious women, they behave like pomo with side mirror. Pomo in Nigeria is animal cow skin. The one with side mirror is the one that instead of folding inside, folds outside. And so pomo usually does not have taste apart from the stew or the sauce you put on top of it. So I respect Iran, despite the fact that their leadership has been decimated over 2 battles now. They are still able to coordinate themselves. They are still able to fight back to some large degree. But I don't recommend the attitude of Iran to any nation. Don't use your resources to develop weapons. You should have concentrated on building a democracy, good neighborliness, even if your religion is different from other people. Practice your religion, give the people some level of development and comfort instead of exporting terrorism around the world. The other people also export violence around the world, but your own, because religion is attached to it and you don't select your enemies, you can be seen as a bad nation and attract what you are getting. Dr. Charles Apoki is my name. Use your brain. Don't come here and talk rubbish because some of you religious folks don't reason at all. I have a conference coming up in Ogili in our school, Delta State, Petra Christian Academy, Ogili, behind Agofore Motors, on the 1st of May. It is tagged using 21st century tools to develop business, manage your families, and ministry. It's going to be awesome. The time is 10 a.m. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. God bless you.